In today's video, you'll learn how to Dockerize a Symfony-based application. Now, as with all things, there are a number of different ways that this can be done. We'll go with the simplest option for now, but in future videos we'll get into more detail about how to make this production ready. So hit the subscribe button and let's get going. Before we begin, make sure you have Docker and Composer installed on your local machine. Links for this are in the description below. First thing we'll do is create an example Symfony project. Let's use Composer to generate an example application. Now that we have our project ready, it's time to containerize it. Let's open VS Code and create a new Dockerfile. We'll start with the official PHP Apache image for PHP 8.2. Next, we'll install our system dependencies, including the MySQL client. Depending on your app, you may need additional dependencies. Next, we'll enable the mod rewrite module in Apache. This sets our working directory in the container. Next, we'll copy our Symfony project into the container. Now we can install Composer into the container and install our PHP dependencies. Next, we'll expose port 80 on the container and adjust Apache's document route to point to our Symfony project's public directory. Finally, when the container starts, we'll issue a command to run Apache in the foreground. As we dive into Dockerizing our Symfony application, it is essential to remember that modern web apps rarely stand alone. They often interact with databases, caching layers and other services. To bring this full ecosystem to life with minimum hassle, we'll craft the Docker Compose file. This tool will not only allow us to containerize our Symfony app, but seamlessly integrate a database, ensuring that our development environment is both comprehensive and cohesive. First of all, we'll create a web service and expose port 8080 to our local machine, binding it to port 80 on the Docker container we've just created. For the database service, we'll use MySQL 5.7 and set some initial environment variables. Generally, platform won't be required, but because I'm running on Apple Silicon, I need to add this. Finally, we'll build and run our composed environment. If all went smoothly, you should now be able to view your Dockerise Symfony application on localhost port 8080. In this series, I will go into more detail about how to publish this container to an external repository and how to deploy it in various places. Please consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to be notified when these videos become available. Keep learning, stay consistent, and above all, keep coding. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.